Okay, this is a short tutorial for creating a room and a room description in the Quest's game engine. I've chosen to create a new game here, and I'll dub the game something interesting. Something along those lines. The game type should be text adventure and the language should be English. Okay, so when I created the game, I'll click Start Editing, and I'll have the option of creating rooms and objects. Rooms are the different environments or settings, as we call it in literature, and objects could be either players, non-player characters, or objects like TVs, furniture, remote control, I don't know, a horse-drawn wagon, something along those lines. So a room is already created for us, and the room is named room. It has a player inside of it. Looking at this tree structure here to the left hand of the screen, you can see that if a thing is nested within another thing in the structure, it means that it has that as a parent. So the player here has the room as its parent. We can rename the room something a bit more useful. Let's pick entrance. And the room, the entrance, has a room tab. Well, we're right now on the setup tab, so let's click that room tab there. We have been talking about setting descriptions and the use of adjectives, for instance, to create the atmosphere for the setting. And the setting, of course, could be a physical location, but the setting can also have a feeling, which is the atmosphere. So I can start creating a description here. The room, sorry, the entrance is looking particularly gloomy. Okay, so gloomy there is an adjective, and it's an adjective with a specific flavor. It sets the atmosphere of being pretty dark and moody. Okay, so we've got that, and we can now just leave that as is. The player character here, which we can call something else. There we go, that's a pretty clever name. Has a number of tabs as well. So the setup, the object inventory, verbs, features, player, objects. So the one I would like you to have a look at right now would be the setup tab. The setup tab contains a description box as well, but it's hidden for some reason from the beginning. So if you click look at object description and then you pick text, when you look at him, you will have a character description. You also have the choice of selecting this menu again, of using a script instead of a just a plain text box, and that is of course a bit more useful. And in the description we can add useful character descriptions, such as of course we would probably use adjectives as well. And we want to describe this character in a fairly round way, and that means that we need to give some insight into his motivations or her motivations, and maybe their thoughts or something like that. You could also have a flat description, which is very sort of bland and nondescript, doesn't give a lot of information away. So now we have those two fundamental key parts of a quest game, which would be the room and the object within the room. And you can of course also create new rooms using the room button, and you would probably call that something useful as well. So you have, let's say, hallway as the first room you enter. And now we see we have an added hallway in this tree over here. And if we would like to create a character in that room, select room, pick object, and the character here is called Nissa, and lo and behold, the Nissa character appears in the hallway room. So that's about it for the character descriptions and the setting descriptions, and you can get a bit more insight into how you actually describe characters and settings in the instructions for this class. All right.